Hello. I'll try to explain what is it takes to be successful in an interview. What is it they're looking for? So when you apply for a requirement, for example, all they're looking at is we have some job and we need some help. Is the person that we are talking to, uh, will he or she be able to help us? That's all they're looking at. They're not trying to gauge your expertise in various different technologies, etc. All they're looking for is, hey, we have some work to be done. Will this person be able to deliver? So what I've tried to do here is create a mind map, all the interactions that are possible. So now this mouse that you're seeing is cracking an interview. The person who is interviewing is just trying to see, will the person be able to deliver? Now, deliver what? Against some requirement. You see, there'll be a requirement against which they'll be conducting an interview, and that interview they're going to see if a person is going to deliver. Now I'll try to elaborate and then see what is it, what are these dependent on? What are the skill sets you need to acquire? The first and most important thing is you have to be healthy physically, mentally, intellectually, fit, completely fit, and be very, very confident. That's what I have mentioned as saying that health is very, very, very important. Sometimes you may have to give multiple interviews, sometimes you may have to prepare in a short time. To address all of them, being healthy is very, very, very important. That's the line we have put. So cracking interview depends on health, and health depends on these factors. Similarly, your interview is against a requirement, and this interview will be to check your delivery. Now, what is the first window through which they're going to see you? It's going to be your resume. And in this resume, all they're trying to say is a person right fit for the job that we have at hand? Now, what should your resume show? It should demonstrate that yes, I'm a right fit. That's the map. At the same time, there could be many other vacancies that are open, so you should also stand out. Stand out in terms of the things that they're asking. They will not have time to read your paper like a research paper. They'll just scan through. So your resume should sort of stand out. And I've also put certain generic things that when they look at it, most of the times a person will not have an exact fit. It will be near fit. So it should also be able to demonstrate, hey, is it generic or not? All this looks a little complicated and confusing, but don't worry, it's pretty simple. Okay, that's what we have. So your cracking interview is against a requirement. All they're going to see is a person going to deliver. And your first window is your resume. Resume has to show the right fit. And this resume, you have to have certain things that stands out. Generic enough also. Once you clear the interview, okay, you're going to have a personal interview. And in this, there is also one other important feature, that you need to have some skills that are adaptive, which you see my mouse pointer pointing to. By being adaptive means you should also have breadth and depth of technologies. You should be able to learn quickly and you should be efficient. In that way, what happens, if there is a new requirement that comes in, you can quickly adapt your resume to that. So having these adaptive skills are very important. And this involves certain things that, hey, how do you learn quickly? On the fly, on the feet, thinking on the feet. Be efficient, have breadth and depth of subjects. Yes, you should possess them. So that you can, your resume, you have a greater chance of highlighting certain things, and this will have a greater reach. Now we are coming to resume. Now there will be an interview. In interview, what are you going to do when they talk? They are not interested in the project. Through the projects, they want to see what are the skill sets that you have. That's why I've created the projects are important, is a window through which you demonstrate and say, well, I have the skill set. Okay. Now the skill set, when you say, for you to have a master, it's always better to have certain certifications. If you have certifications, at least you will be confident, and you can also, you don't have to mention that you have certifications, but in your resume having certifications are very, very important. The skills that I've highlighted are majorly of two types. One is the soft skills, one is related to your domain. Domain, both business and technical. That's what we have put here. When I say soft skills, what we have seen is in this, when there are interview, one of the main skill that is required is listening. Is the person able to understand what we are saying? So listening skills is something that is underestimated, but it is very, very important. If you don't understand the requirement, even if you are a good programmer, nothing would happen. Listening is very important. Most of the time before they complete the question, we have an answer. So, but please listen. Listening skills are very important. And many times it is the personality of the person also comes through in an interview. Okay, you are cheerful, you're answering, you're trying to get around. You show the trait that you can learn quickly. So your personality also is very, very important. So soft skills are as important as your domain skills. Okay, in soft skills you also have definitely communication. Both written and spoken skills are very, very important. Communication is not like you master Renan Martin or some grammar textbook. It is how well you are able to articulate, how you're getting your point across. How are you able to explain it in different perspective? Can you use the right level of complexity when explaining? It's not too complex. Sometimes you may have to make it very simple and build it ground up. That's the strategy that works. Sometimes you start with something simple, find out why you are doing it. So articulating what you have is also very important. Now in the skills, the things that are going to be are divided into both technical and domain. In domain, you have various domains, like security is one domain. You have to know certain terminologies, certain architecture of your domain. Okay, it can be an embedded domain, it can be a wireless domain, it can be a network and telecommunication domain, it can be an analytic domain, it can also have certain technologies like cloud. So these are all the domains that we have put here. Now on the other side is the technical skills. In the technical skills, the main things are the algorithms. You have to have certain mastery over algorithms. Algorithms is nothing but the way you think. How are you thinking? Your logical abilities. Algorithms are very, very important. You should have a very good grasp of the algorithms. In technical, there are certain tools you have to pick up, certain languages you have to master. And in technical sense, most of the times you will be interacting with a PC or in hardware, and OS is a very important, operating system is a very important. You have to have a very good understanding of the operating system. For example, Linux is a very good example. Next, you need to have a mastery of languages. The languages can either be of automation, for example, shell scripting or Python. Python is a very important language. Or you can have certain procedural languages like C. Okay, in C, you need to have a good mastery of the data structures, you need to have a mastery of the syntax, and also many times can you improve the performance. So performance tuning also is very important in C. In performance tuning, you have to an efficient way of writing something, seeing where the bottlenecks are, all that. So when you have this, then you can say you have mastery over C. And in object oriented, you can take up C++ is very, very important. You need to have good operating system or object oriented concepts, classes, inheritance and all that. Java also is a very good language to have a mastery of. So pick C, C++, have a good understanding of Java because it's used in your Android. On the web UI side, you can pick up something like JavaScript or Node.js, AngularJS, etc. And in all these languages, performance tuning is very important. Given an application do you have, how can you make it better and faster? Okay. Now, in the technology, you also need to have a know-how of certain tools. If you have any technology, you need to build certain things. So if it is C and this one, you need to know if you have CMake, make, understanding of them. And in the tools, compilers are important. For example, GCC or LLVM compilers, do you have a understanding of the flags, what is happening in this? That gives you a mastery of the tools. Okay. Now you also need to have a mastery of your debuggers, GCC, Valgrid, or Memory Leak, I said others. Okay. That's about your technical skills. Now coming to your domain, if you pick up one, for example, embedded, Android is a very good one that you can get mastery of. So you should be very good in making apps, understanding, developing certain services, and understanding certain kernels. For example, in kernels, pick up any one driver and see how you can integrate with the new sensors or anything. That's the main part in your domain. One skill definitely good to have is the analytics. Analytics, machine learning is very important. If you have good machine learning understanding, you can use that in different fields. That's about it. So in summary, if you want to crack the interview that is here, you need to demonstrate the right fit. To have the right fit, you should have certain skills that are generic, that stands out and demonstrate you're the right fit. Whatever it takes to achieve this are very essential to build. Most of them may not be built, take time to build, but have a clear-cut plan where you're going to approach. And if you take baby steps, it's like hiking. So when you set your target on climbing your Mount Everest, slowly, surely, foot by foot, step by step, you will lead there. Don't be overwhelmed by the enormity of the task, but step by step, cheerfully enjoy your journey, and things will all work out. All the best. Thank you.